Welcome, Hilltopper Nation. I'm Coach Greg Davis, and this is One-on-One, where you meet the names and the personalities associated with WKU Athletics. Today, show number 3, another big one, as you can see on the left here. The original TO's here with us today, Terry Obee, wide receiver in the pros, professional coach, as well as college coach. So we're very happy to have him with us today.
Thanks so much, Coach. I appreciate coming out today.
You got it. Hey, we're going to dive right into this. The first question is always the same when I've got somebody on. Paint the picture for us growing up.
Growing up, and I grew up in Richmond, California. So it's a suburb of like Oakland, California. It's the northeast of San Francisco, the East Bay.
East Bay guy.
East Bay guy, man.
All
Enjoyed
right.
every bit of it. I mean, competitive, and we had a lot of things going on in Richmond, California. So.
Okay. Well, fantastic. And then you ended up at the University of Oregon, star wide receiver. How did you end up at Oregon?
You know, there was a lot of different opportunities, especially was the Pac-10 at the time. I visited Washington, Cal Berkeley, UCLA. But for some reason, we went up to Oregon. It just was a great place. Coach Brooks was such a great coach. Came in Richmond, California, man, to my neighborhood, which is what we call the concrete jungle. He was not scared. He came into the neighborhood, recruited, ate my mom's food, and she's like, you got to go there. If somebody can come here and he feels comfortable, I just stayed at University of Oregon. What a great place to be, too.
So you were sold during the visit?
So actually before, even going there, too, though. They had new facilities. They're getting ready to change.
Sure.
Nike was starting to be a big part of the program, changed the whole landscape of what Oregon is as today.
And you went on a visit to Hawaii. We don't want to forget that.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
you got to go on a free visit. You was able to have 5. I've never been out of the States. I mean, that's part of the States. But Hawaii, what a trip. I said I was going to take that in a little aloha and all that stuff. I got a chance to enjoy everything.
Okay, we're going to go to a segment here. I'm going to go back to your receiving days for the Bears, to be specific. We're going to go back to 1993, that season. It was Coach Dave Wannstedt's first season, I remember, but it was your best season in the NFL. So let's go over about 2 or 3 games there for the Bears that season. Big win against the Detroit Lions on the road, Thanksgiving Day in 93, 10-6. You caught the only touchdown pass. Tell us about that.
Man, what a good game. And Thanksgiving Day, everybody was watching. I mean, we're in the huddle. I mean, the game was tight, and Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback. Good friend of mine. Everybody know who Jim Harbaugh is. But
absolutely.
He's like, what play should we run? Man, you got to go Obee deep. Just throw the ball deep.
Deep.
Throw a post route. Put the ball in the air, and let me see if I can go get it.
Okay. And which quarter was that in when you caught that?
That was I think third out of end of the third or early fourth quarter.
And the defense held up.
Yeah, the defense held up the entire game, and that game, that was one of the highlights because I ended up getting the turkey leg. Remember they used to have the turkey leg,
the Madden turkey leg,
the real turkey leg.
Yeah.
Had grease around your mouth and everything, but no dressing, but just turkey.
Now the next week you play the Green Bay Packers, so you go up against a tough team that had the Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp, I remember at the time, and you have 4 receptions in that game, and your longest, I believe, was over 40 yards. Tell us about that game too.
Yeah, I mean
which was a win for the Bears.
It was a win for the Bears. That's the big thing, though, especially coming off of Thanksgiving game against Detroit and then going into Green Bay, something that we needed to win. And, that was a big rival. I mean, the Bears, the Monsters of Midway, the whole thing, and going against Green Bay was such a big deal because, you had Minnesota there, Green Bay, and then you got the Bears. But that game was huge. I mean, for fans alike, one of the best games, one of the atmospheres I would never forget.
Fantastic. And that, again, you caught your longest reception in the NFL that game, 48-yard catch. Tell us about that play. I know you're not going to forget that one.
Yeah, I won't forget the play, but you think about it. You try, the stats were short because the NFL stands for not for long. You didn't stay very long. But anyway, that was one of the tough games, the best games that I had. I mean, that was exciting, to see family and have everybody on national TV and to make those plays against such a big game.
Fantastic. Now, the Bears, starting on Thanksgiving Day that year, went on a 4-game run where they won 4 games in a row. But after that, they went on the slide. You guys were in the playoffs pretty much at 7-5 and just kind of had to finish strong at the end, but lost 4 in a row. What happened that season?
I mean, what happened? We had a couple of injuries and people went down, and the key part is offense and defensive linemen got hurt, and we lost a lot of momentum, and we went down. The specialty was there, but football is only as good as your interior line.
Sure, and you got to stay healthy. You
Absolutely.
can't do it with patchwork.
Absolutely.
I don't care what sport it is.
Exactly.
Hey, we're going to go to a section here. I'm going to bring up some names of guys you played for or coached with, and give me a description of all of them, okay?
Okay.
First one, Iron Mike Ditka.
Mike Dick, no nonsense, in your face, didn't play games. He did not. I've seen him attack players. It's different than now, though. Everybody, I mean.
So he'd grab your face mask, the jersey,
everything.
It was old school.
Yeah, it's old school. Now now it's a little different. Now you got to be careful with stuff you do or say.
Okay, how about Dennis Green?
Dennis Green, I was just a mastermind. Money Green. He was just, you're talking about a coach that just knew philosophy and knew the game. But the big thing is he assembled a staff that one of the greatest staffs I've ever been around. Okay. Kiffin was on that team. Yeah. I mean, so
the cover two.
Cover two. There was so many different Willingham. So there was so many Mike Tice. So there was so many teams. Coaches that ended up being head coaches on that team.
Gotcha. Now, a guy you coached with at Stanford was Jim Harbaugh. Tell us about Jim.
Jim is he's all about ball. He's a football coach, meaning he's so focused, everything that he does. You think about it, because I remember riding with him in a golf cart. Uh-huh. He couldn't even stop. So he had to get to practice. So just going over viaducts and moving on. He's just all about ball, no wasting time. Even one time, he's driving in the car. He just stopped. Windows were dirty, drawing up plays. That kind of guy.
I've heard the phrase hyper competitive.
Hype, super, trying to win.
There you go. I can relate to that. Hey, we're going to go over some plays now. Terry's a fantastic analyst, not only on the radio, but this weekend you'll get a chance to watch him on ESPN+. I'm going to give you 3 plays. You're a great teacher, not only in the classroom, but as a coach and listening to you on the air. I'm going to give you 3 plays here so that you can describe them for our fans out there who watch this. Here's the first one, Terry. You ready?
Got it.
I've heard you describe a chop block before. What is a chop block?
Chop block is pretty simple. So if you're look at your waist. So there's 2 guys blocking one guy. One guy's hitting you high, and one guy's below the waist hitting you at the same time. That's a chop block. So offensive lineman hits you on top, offensive lineman hits you at the bottom at the same time. It's illegal. That's what we call a chop block.
Will they look the other way, the refs, on that?
You know what? It's hard. They can notice that now. Before, when I played, man, they didn't really pay attention. But now they cause it.
They can take you out for the season.
Exactly.
Right?
It's somebody, because what happens is you keep them up top level, and then at the bottom, you got knees and ankles that's not stable.
Gotcha. The next one would be an A-gap blitz. Draw us up an A-gap blitz.
A-gap blitz. So first of all, we have to set it up this way.
I can hold it.
So you can you do that?
I can hold it as well.
Okay, you can hold it.
There you go,
So we're looking at, this is a scenario, all right?
You got it.
If you can hold it.
Sure, I got it.
A, B. Okay, so an A-gap blitz is when a defense on this side, it could be anybody, right? They come between the center and the guard. That's A-gap. That's A-gap. There's 2 A-gaps, right? So this is on the front side where the tight end's at. That's the front side A-gap. Just the back side A-gap between the center and the guard. That's all it is.
Gotcha. So they're blitzing through the middle.
Yes. You got gaps.
In the
right?
gaps.
So middle would be right down the man.
Gotcha.
The gaps.
But they're going through the gaps.
Yes.
Hey, last one. Hold on to that. Is your all-time favorite play? You're always talking about. You and John Gruden talk about this play a lot. So you know exactly what I'm going to tell you. Spider 2 Y banana. We want to see that, Terry. We hear that a lot when we're listening to you.
Spider 2 Y banana. Here we
Absolutely.
go. We get the fullback on here. You got the.
Let's see it.
See, do we have enough men? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So
gotcha.
We got it. So this is the tight end, meaning Y.
Okay.
right? So he runs the banana to the corner of the end zone. You see how it looks like a banana?
It's a slant route.
It's a
Kind
it's
of
more of an over. I mean,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like over around, like
Gotcha.
a banana. You know, banana kind of bends that
Absolutely.
way. And so, and you got this guy, the fullback is in the flat, right? The
Yep.
backside is always the receiver. The Z is coming across. The X is going deep. And the block, so Spider 2 is the protection of the offensive lineman. All they're
Gotcha.
doing is they're playing zone max protection. That's all that's saying here is that.
Gotcha.
So the main key is this is the spider side, right?
Yes.
And this is the web. So the blocking is the web, so mass protection. And this is a high low. So you got short within 5 yards. The Z is coming across intermediate, right? So this is 5, this is 10, and this is like 15 to 20. So 5, 10, so 5, 10, 15 to 20. So that's what
Gotcha.
they do to Spider 2
Multiple
wide banana.
options.
Yes, absolutely.
West Coast offense.
West
right?
Coast, yeah. That's why you call every time in the West Coast offense, there's always something named for it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, I told you I was going to throw you a couple curveball questions here, so be ready. And this is one of them. The hardest hit you ever took in the NFL. Describe it. Who was it?
You know what? I took a few hard hits. I mean, Ronnie Lott hit me pretty hard one time.
Hall of Famer.
But he's a Hall of Famer, but the one that really almost made I was thinking about calling my mother and quitting. That was Hardy Nickerson. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, right?
Oh, I mean, I'm getting nightmares. I'm getting chills as we speak about it. I came across the middle, and it was a zone play. I thought it was zone, but he was running Tampa too. And he followed me, and he just stopped and turned, hit me with a forearm in my throat. I had a keloid around my throat. I couldn't get my helmet off. It was that bad.
So he knocked you out.
Oh,
He knocked
man.
you cold.
I don't remember from like 4 or 5 hours after that. Then I woke up.
Wow.
It was just devastating. I mean, he hit me pretty hard. So I need to get him payback now.
I don't know if you're going to get another chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, here's another one. What was your fastest 40?
Right now, my fastest 40 now is forever. No.
What?
But at the combine, I ran a 4.4 flat.
You ran a 4.4 flat.
But right now it's forever.
Hey, I was going to ask you if it was wind aided, but if it was at the combine, that means it was indoors, so there wouldn't have been any wind behind you.
Exactly. I mean,
So that was clean.
It was really true because Deion Sanders was there. He was, we were close, right?
Okay.
He was right. I thought I was running fast, and he ran like a 4.2 something and jumped right into the limo.
Unbelievable. Last question, because we got a big game coming up. Hilltopper Nation knows that. We got a big game with a Mountain West opponent coming up this Saturday. And what do you know? What can you tell us about Nevada? How do you think we're looking this week going into this game?
Against Nevada, I think we match up really, really well athletically. I mean, we have a lot of speed, and I think we can match on offense and defense. But what they really do well, they got some pretty good receivers. They try to get the ball out in space. But our defensive backs and our defense is going to be able to handle them. And I think we're going to be able to throw the ball, get the ball in the air. I mean, and the main key is that this week is the defensive and offensive line. We match up pretty well. So we should do well. As long as the offensive line and the defensive line stay in their gap integrity, because we talked about that, we'll be fine this week.
And you're going to be on ESPN Plus?
Yeah,
on TV?
Because Randy, we're always on the radio, but they got to have a TV face every once in a while.
There you go. They got to have a pretty boy on there.
Just kidding.
Exactly. And you're doing it with who?
You know what? Who we got? Who's doing it? Tyler. Tyler's doing it with me this week.
He does a great job.
He does an
Tremendous
excellent job. Local guy here too. So that's unbelievable.
Great voice. Hey, Terry, thanks for being with us today. You're a tough guy to get. This was our toughest guy to get in here, but it took about 2 or 3 weeks. We got you over here, though.
Thanks for having me. I always wanted to come, but sometimes you get busy too. So
that can happen occasionally in the fall. Hey, for our director, Jared McDonald, I'm Greg Davis. Thanks for joining us one-on-one.